All right, so today we're going to unlock some serious creative potential.
Oh, yeah.
We're going deep into the hidden forces behind creativity.
Love it.
We've got two fascinating articles by Kirsi Mäkinen.
Okay.
And let me tell you, they're about to change how you think about those aha moments.
Really?
These articles suggest that there's this invisible structure to creativity,
Interesting.
almost like an architect working behind the scenes to shape our ideas.
Yeah, I like that.
Mäkinen starts things off with this idea of emptiness.
Hmm.
I'm curious, how did that resonate with you?
Absolutely, yeah.
Have you ever felt that kind of blank canvas feeling before you start a big project?
Oh, yeah.
Which anything is possible.
It can be intimidating, right?
A little bit.
Like staring into the unknown.
Yeah, and Mäkinen points out that this emptiness isn't passive.
Yeah.
It actually draws us and compels us to engage with it.
Right. It's like a call to action
Interesting.
with the creative mind.
So it's almost like a challenge
Yeah.
to step into that space
Yeah.
and make something new.
Make something happen.
And that's where our brains kick in with projections.
Yes.
We start filling that emptiness with our ideas.
Our expectations.
Expectation.
Maybe even some anxieties.
Right. Like we're trying to make sense of this unknown.
Absolutely.
So if we're writing a song,
Uh-huh.
we might hear a melody in our heads.
Yeah, yeah.
If it's a painting, we might envision a color palette.
Exactly.
But these projections, they can also box us in.
Yeah. That's the tricky part, right?
Yeah, I see what you mean.
They're essential to get the ball rolling, but
Right, like you get fixated on that first idea,
yeah,
pops into your head
you get stuck.
without even thinking of other possibilities.
Yeah, and you don't want to do that.
So how do we avoid that trap?
Self-awareness, I think, is key.
Okay.
Being able to step back
Yeah.
and ask, are these projections helping me or are they keeping me stuck?
Interesting.
It's a constant back and forth,
Yeah.
project, reflect, revise, repeat.
It's like a dance between our inner world and the work we're creating.
Absolutely.
Mäkinen talks about the role of passion
Yeah.
and pain in fueling creativity.
Yeah.
That's a connection I've definitely felt
Yeah.
in my own life. Have you
Oh, sure.
noticed that in your work?
Passion is what drives us.
Right.
But it's through our struggles,
Yeah.
those pain points that we often have our biggest breakthroughs.
Interesting. And there's this fascinating concept
Yes.
called transmutation.
Yes.
Turning those experiences, both good and bad,
Uh-huh.
into something universal
Exactly.
that others can connect with.
That's it.
That's a beautiful idea.
Yeah.
Turning our personal journeys into something that resonates with a wider audience.
I love that.
It makes me think about all the artists
Yeah.
who've channeled their heartbreak into incredible music or their struggles into powerful writing.
Yeah.
They've taken that raw emotion and transformed it into something beautiful.
Exactly.
That's what transmutation is all about.
Yeah.
Taking those personal experiences.
Even the painful ones
Uh-huh.
and shaping them
Yeah.
into something that speaks to the human experience.
I like that.
And that's where the fourfolding pattern of creative evolution comes in.
Okay.
Mäkinen outlines 4 stages:
All right.
emptiness, projection, reflection, and integration.
Okay, so we've already talked about emptiness and projection.
Yes.
But reflection is where we really start to refine our work.
Yes.
That's when we step back
Exactly.
and critically examine what we've created,
It's like looking at your work with fresh eyes.
right? And asking yourself, is this truly capturing
Yeah.
what I want to express?
Does it need tweaking?
Does it need a complete overhaul?
Maybe.
This is where we separate ourselves
Yeah.
from those initial projections
Yeah, you're getting distance.
and see things more objectively.
Yeah.
So for our listener who's always eager to learn and grow,
Right.
how can they use reflection to improve their creative process?
Mindful self-critique. Developing a habit of it.
So after working on a project,
Yeah.
take some time to step away.
Yes. Step away. Come back.
Come back to it with fresh eyes
With fresh eyes, yeah.
and ask those tough questions.
Like, does this work achieve its purpose?
Yeah.
What could be stronger?
It's a continuous process
Yeah.
of refinement.
Yeah.
Okay, what about that final stage, integration?
Integration is where everything clicks.
Yeah.
The emptiness, the projections,
The reflections.
the reflections all merge into this cohesive whole.
Wow.
There's a sense of completion, like you went through the fire and
Yeah.
came out stronger, but this isn't a one-time deal.
Oh, you mean we go through this whole cycle again and again
Again and again.
with each new project?
Exactly.
So it's not a straight path,
Yep.
but a spiral that keeps taking us
Taking
deeper
you deeper.
into our creative potential.
That's the fun of it.
And that brings us to another intriguing idea that Makinen explores.
Okay.
The possibility of an invisible hand guiding us
Oh,
along the way.
I like that.
Now we've all experienced those aha moments.
Yeah, for sure.
Those flashes of insight that seem to come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But what if they're not random at all?
Hmm.
What if we're actually tapping into
Yeah.
a deeper well of wisdom,
Okay.
an unseen force
Right.
that's orchestrating this whole creative process?
No, that's a thought.
Pretty mind-blowing.
It is.
It's almost like we're co-creating with something larger than ourselves.
Yeah.
Something beyond our conscious awareness.
Right.
I think that idea can be pretty powerful
Absolutely.
for people who are drawn to personal growth and
Yeah.
exploring new perspectives.
Totally.
Like opening yourself up to a whole new dimension of creativity,
Yeah.
a level of intuition and inspiration that goes beyond
Beyond our everyday thinking.
our everyday thinking.
For sure.
And it makes you wonder, how do we tap into it more effectively?
Right.
How do we become more receptive to its guidance?
That's the question.
That is the question.
Yeah.
And to uncover those answers, we're going to delve even deeper
Right.
into Makinen's insights.
Let's do it.
We'll be back in just a moment to continue exploring this fascinating topic.
Can't wait. Welcome back. I'm eager to continue exploring these hidden forces
Thanks.
that are shaping our creativity.
Before the break, we were talking about that invisible hand
Right.
guiding the creative process, almost that spiritual aspect of inspiration.
It's a powerful idea,
It really is.
especially for someone like our listener
Yeah.
who's always seeking deeper understanding.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But let's bring it back down to earth for a second
Okay.
and revisit this concept of emptiness.
All right.
We talked about that initial emptiness,
Yes.
the void of potential
Uh-huh.
that sparks creation.
Right.
But Makinen points out
Yeah.
that emptiness shows up
It does.
throughout the creative process.
All the time.
And it's not always a welcome guest.
Not always, no.
We might experience a different type of emptiness
Yeah.
when we hit a wall. That frustrating feeling of being stuck
Yeah.
in a creative rut.
It can feel like all your ideas have dried up.
Right.
You just have nothing.
A blank page,
Yeah.
a silent instrument, an empty stage.
Exactly.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
It can be so discouraging,
It can be paralyzing.
almost paralyzing.
Yeah.
What if we shifted our perspective
Okay.
on those moments?
How so?
What if instead of viewing them as failures,
Right.
we saw them as invitations to dive deeper?
That's interesting.
How would that work?
Well, sometimes those blocks come up
Yeah.
because we're too attached to our initial projections,
Okay.
our preconceived notions of how things should be.
I see.
So that emptiness might be a signal to let go.
To let go.
Yeah. Question your assumptions. Explore new possibilities.
So it's almost like the emptiness
Yeah.
is forcing us to break free
Yeah.
from our comfort zones,
Right.
to expand our creative horizons.
Precisely.
Makinen also suggests
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes the emptiness we feel is a result of the structures
Yes.
we've built around our creative practice.
That makes sense.
Maybe we've become too rigid in our routines or too reliant on certain formulas.
Yeah, too stuck in our ways.
So those structures, while they can be helpful,
Yeah,
can also become cages.
they can.
If we're not careful,
For sure.
we need to be willing to deconstruct them
Yeah, break free from those limitations.
to allow for new creative breakthroughs.
Yeah, I like that.
It's about finding that balance
Right.
between structure
Yes.
and spontaneity.
Exactly.
That reminds me of something you said before
Yeah.
about trusting our intuition,
Mhm.
that invisible hand guiding us.
Right.
Do you think that feeling lost in the emptiness could actually be part of that guidance system?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely possible.
Okay.
Maybe those moments of emptiness
Yeah.
are actually opportunities
To what?
to tune into that deeper wisdom, to listen to those subtle whispers of intuition. Right.
That we might otherwise miss.
So they force us
They do.
to slow down,
To pay attention.
to become more receptive
Yeah.
to those flashes of insight.
Yeah. I like that.
It's like we need to develop a deeper trust in the creative process.
Absolutely.
Even when it feels messy and uncertain.
Even when it's uncomfortable.
Yeah, we have to surrender
Yeah.
to the unknown
To the unknown. Yeah.
and let the path reveal itself.
I love that.
That can be challenging,
It can be.
especially for those of us who like to feel in control.
Yeah. We like to be in the driver's seat,
Right.
but I think that surrender is essential
For what?
for true creative breakthroughs. It's about letting go of our ego's need
Okay.
to know everything.
Right.
And allowing ourselves to be surprised.
By what emerges.
Exactly.
So how do we actually cultivate that trust?
That's the big question, right?
Yeah. How do we get better at listening
Right.
to those whispers of intuition
Yeah.
and navigating those periods of emptiness? Well, Megan emphasizes reflection.
Okay.
We talked about it before,
Yeah,
but it's worth repeating.
Okay.
Taking the time to step back
Yeah.
from your creative work
Uh-huh.
to examine your process and motivations
Right.
is crucial for understanding
Understanding what?
how those invisible forces are at play.
So it's about becoming more aware
Yes.
of our own internal landscape.
Exactly.
Those subtle cues and patterns in our thinking
Yeah.
that might be influencing our creative process.
Right.
And that requires a certain level of stillness,
It does.
introspection, a willingness to listen deeply
Deeply.
to what emerges from within,
From within, exactly.
cultivating that inner awareness,
Yeah.
that connection to our creative source.
I'm also thinking about the power of connection,
Okay.
surrounding yourself with a supportive community.
Like finding your tribe,
Yes, your tribe.
those like-minded individuals
Yeah.
who encourage you.
To explore, to experiment.
Experiment.
Yeah.
Who can offer a fresh perspective
Yeah, when you're feeling stuck.
when you're feeling stuck?
Exactly.
Sharing your creative journey with others can be so valuable,
It can.
not only for the encouragement and support,
Yeah.
but for the different perspectives
Right.
and insights they can offer.
Sometimes just talking through an idea can spark a whole new train of thought.
It's like bouncing ideas off each other,
Yeah.
helping each other see things
In a new light.
in a new light. And I imagine that can be especially helpful
Yes.
during those moments of emptiness,
Totally.
when it feels like we're lost in a creative fog.
Absolutely.
It's also important, I think, to seek out wisdom from those who have gone before us.
Yes.
There's a rich history
There is.
of creative practices and traditions
That's right.
that offer valuable insights
Absolutely.
into the nature of creativity
Yeah.
and the creative process.
Whether it's studying ancient philosophies,
Right.
exploring different artistic traditions,
Or simply reading about the creative journeys of others.
Right.
We could learn a great deal
pretend.
from those who have walked this path before us.
It's like tapping into
Tapping into what?
the collective wisdom of humanity.
I like that. So you've got reflection,
Yeah.
connection, tapping into that collective wisdom.
Right.
Are there any other tools or practices that can help us cultivate that trust
Yeah.
in the creative process
Okay.
and navigate those periods of emptiness?
I think it's important to remember
What's that?
the power of playfulness.
Playfulness.
Yeah.
When we approach our creative work
Yeah.
with a sense of curiosity and a willingness to experiment
Yes.
without judgment,
Without judgment.
we open ourselves up
I do.
to new possibilities.
To unexpected connections.
I love that.
Right.
Playfulness.
Yeah.
It seems so counterintuitive,
I know.
especially when we're talking about serious creative work.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I see what you mean.
It's about letting go of that need for perfection.
Right.
Allowing yourself to explore freely,
Uh-huh.
to make mistakes.
And learn from them.
Yes, to learn from them.
It's about finding that childlike sense of wonder
Yes.
and excitement in the process,
That's it.
even when things get challenging.
Yeah.
Creativity is not just about
Great.
producing finished products.
No.
It's about the journey of discovery,
It is.
the exploration of the unknown,
Yeah, I love that.
embracing the entire creative cycle,
Yeah.
from that initial spark of inspiration
Right.
to those moments of emptiness
Yes.
and everything in between.
And everything in between. Yeah.
As we continue to explore these ideas,
Uh-huh.
we'll uncover even more ways
Okay.
to tap into those hidden forces,
I'm ready.
shaping our creativity.
Let's do it.
Stay with us as we wrap up this deep dive
All right.
into the invisible architect of our
Yes.
creative potential.
I can't wait.
Wow, my mind is buzzing after all these ideas about the hidden structure of creativity.
Yeah, it's like we got a backstage pass to the whole creative process.
It really is. And one of the biggest takeaways for me is that creativity isn't some mystical talent that you just either have or you don't.
Right.
It's a process, a cycle we can understand and work with.
Absolutely. And it's about recognizing those patterns.
Yeah. Emptiness, projection, reflection, integration.
Right. And learning to navigate them with more intention.
So let's distill all this wisdom for our listener out there,
Okay.
ready to unleash their creative potential. What are the key things they should remember?
Well, I'd say, first of all, don't be afraid of the emptiness.
Yeah.
It's not a void to fear. It's a canvas waiting to be filled.
Right.
Embrace it
Yeah.
as the starting point for all creative possibility.
And when those projections start popping up,
Yeah, those initial ideas,
those assumptions,
remember to use them consciously.
right, don't let them limit your vision.
Exactly. Step back,
Right.
reflect, revise.
Always be open to new possibilities.
It's like we're sculpting our ideas, constantly refining and reshaping them as we go.
And don't forget the fuel that drives that process.
Passion and pain.
Right. Let them inform your work, transform them into something meaningful.
That reminds me of that concept of transmutation.
Yeah.
Turning our personal experiences, even the difficult ones, into something universal.
Exactly.
It's like taking those raw emotions and channeling them into art that connects with people.
On a deeper level.
On a deeper level, yeah.
And find your tribe.
Find your tribe.
Yeah, those fellow travelers who get it.
Who understand and support your creative journey.
Share your struggles, celebrate your wins, learn from each other.
Because when you're feeling lost in that emptiness or grappling with those projections, a fresh perspective can make all the difference.
Absolutely. And it's not just about finding support.
Right.
It's about contributing your unique voice to the creative conversation.
And stay curious.
Yes.
Embrace that pathless path.
Trust your intuition.
Follow those unexpected threads of inspiration.
And allow yourself to be surprised by where they lead you.
Because sometimes the most groundbreaking discoveries happen when we step outside our comfort zones and venture into the unknown.
What if you started seeing those creative blocks as invitations?
Invitations to what?
Invitations to delve deeper into that emptiness, to explore those unseen forces at play.
That's a powerful reframing.
To uncover even richer creative possibilities.
Imagine what we could create if we approach those challenging moments with a sense of curiosity.
Yeah.
And a willingness to explore the unknown.
Embrace the journey.
Trust the process.
Never stop exploring.
The infinite possibilities of your own creative potential.
Well said.
This has been an incredible deep dive into the invisible architect of creativity.
Oh, has.
And to our listener, keep creating, keep exploring, and keep diving deep into the mysteries of your own creative process.
Until next time.
Until next time.